All right, Shalom, Israel. Yashar, I shall say. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akyam who's doing this truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And also salutations to the select number of Aquathers out there listening. I'd like to get into a quick lesson, just going into how this truth is a balance, man. You know, how you work on yourself, but also, be subjecting to servitude. You know what I'm saying? Which is a beautiful thing, because that shows that you're a balanced man of the Lord. You know, of course, we're supposed to work on our salvation, but also we're supposed to present ourselves, a sacrifice. Is that not what Yahweh Shah did? So Yahweh Shah was a example unto us. Whether it be for your own salvation or helping another brother, man, it's a balance. I'll get into this is Philippians. This is Salaki. This is Philippians 2, verse Salakia. This is I don't know what happened. Let me see. Philippians 2, verse 12, I believe. Okay. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, that should be okay. Because the love of the Most High is what? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be with fear and trembling, and then your salvation is what? Is doing this work, man, and believing, man. Okay, so that you do have to work on on personal things, man. Okay, which is very understandable, man. You have to work on we have to work on things in this truth, but it's not the end all or be all, because first and foremost it's about the Son coming back, man, and getting this earth back in its right tune, man, because it's out of tune. Okay, and that's what Yahweh Shah is going to do. But still in the meantime, you work at your own salvation, but then you pray, you pray for brothers, and you pray for yourself. Okay, that's what this thing is about. It's about balance. Definitely, working out what you have to work out, but also being subject into servitude, man, which is serving an apostle, or elder, or another brother. It could be a brother who just crossed over. It's still a balance. And then, hey, in your daily, because brothers aren't around each other 24/7, so that's when, hey, and this is a perfect scripture, because wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Okay, so you're gonna a lot of times you're gonna have to work on yourself. So it's a balance, okay, to where you are around brothers, you're subjected to servitude and presenting yourself a sacrifice, which is the next scripture I'm gonna get. But here in this scripture, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. What's a perfect example? Look at how beautiful the Most High has things going, man. Okay, with this flood, that should be with fear. That should be with fear and trembling. Okay, that definitely should be with fear and trembling, man. With what's going on with these hurricanes, these storms, or what have you, man. Okay, that should be mind-boggling. So that's definitely with fear and trembling. But it should get you want you to get yourself together, and as far as your salvation, and also pray for brothers. So that's when this one, scripture takes part. This is Romans chapter 12. Salakia. Romans chapter 12, starting at verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, be the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And it's a reasonable service, okay? It's a very reasonable service. So you presenting yourself a sacrifice, man. Getting out there doing this work. You doing a sit down, doing a live show, just being brotherly, fellowshipping, man. Your daily walk. You presenting yourself. You're putting yourself out there for what? For the body. Okay. Now this is when it becomes okay. More so of a team effort. Not so much as, okay, well, I'm working out my own salvation, which is true and which you should do. But at the same time, you got to present yourself as a living sacrifice to have the body, to have the body in full stride, man, and not to be a weak link. You know, that's definitely a key thing. Okay. And that was pretty much on the point. Just present yourself, man. Present yourself a living sacrifice, man. You know, in this truth, and then work on yourself at the same time. Okay, I'll continue reading. And be not conformed to this world, but ye be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable. Salakia, this scripture had bounced around. I think it's real sensitive. It's a touchscreen. Salakia. Okay, let me reread that. And this is verse 2, Romans chapter 12. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect, the will of the Most High. Verse 3, for I say, through the grace given unto me and to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. So that could be something to where, you know, you want to take out that selfishness too. Think highly of yourself. Well, I'm working at my salvation. Well, what about the body? You know, it's a balance. Okay. And I believe I'll finish off on verse 4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, you know. So it's if anything, man, it's a beautiful balance. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of, man. Okay. So we have to keep that in mind, man. Okay. You through the Spirit, you're gonna have to work on yourself, and also at the same time be beneficial for the body. Okay, be beneficial for the body and be beneficial for your body as well, man. So it's definitely a balance, man. Okay, and with that, I definitely hope this was edifying for the Akyam and Akwath. Shalom. And one more thing, I definitely like to give, once again, all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well. And salutations to the Akyam who's doing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And also salutations to the select number of Akwath. Shalom.